What is going on, YouTube people? Neo Cards and Comics here for a little surprise afternoon video. PSA has put out some fresh new pricing to begin the new year, and it's a little suspect. Not in love with some stuff on here. Now, they have time to change it between now and the start of 2023, and I don't think we 100% have the full picture on everything quite yet, but let's go ahead and run through the changes real quick. So right now, they're running the $15 bulk special. It's a $200 declared value. That is changing to value bulk $19 a card at $500 declared value. So more expensive, $4 more, but this was technically a $15 special pricing, not the normal pricing. And upping the declared value from 200 to 500 is a nice move, but you do need a Collectors Club membership still. That's still in there. If you do not have a Collectors Club membership, they have an offer for you. It is at $25 a card. Now, a couple things. They're saying 65 business day turnaround time. Everything I have been told is that they are running much faster than that. $15 orders are basically coming back in about a month to 5 weeks time. And that's at $15 a card. Now they're technically jacking the price up $4. That's going to slow things down a little bit. The $25 a card thing, you do not have to have a Collectors Club membership. So that's kind of what that level is for. Like I said, the extra declared value is kind of nice. I think right now, to be quite honest with you, most people are just submitting everything at $15 that's even remotely close and saying, feel free to go ahead and upcharge me. And I feel like this is PSA's response to that, because we'll get to it in a second. Their next tier, which this is the one that does not make any damn sense to me. It's called Value Plus. It's $40 a card. It's still only $500 declared value, but the turnaround time is 20 business days. I see absolutely zero reason to ever use this tier. It's the same amount of declared value. It's a third of the turnaround time, but you're paying twice as much. This one makes no sense to me. I would just drag my heels on the turnaround time and pay the $19 fee as opposed to the $40 fee. I have a feeling the $19 turnaround time is going to be pretty quick. But that to me is the ridiculous tier that doesn't make any sense. The problem is, and this is when we kind of really get into the meat and bones of this, that the $40 still only has a $500 declared value. Your next step up is regular at $75. That's a $1,500 declared value. What I don't understand on the $40 value plus, and PSA, if you're listening, if you're watching, up the declared value on the $40 turnaround time. Make that like $1,000, or take that up to the $1,500 on the regular service at the 10-day business turnaround time. This almost feels like, I won't swear because people get mad when I swear in videos, PSA saying F around and find out. And what I mean by that is, the general stance has been, and I'm about to test this theory too, just send it at 15 and dare them to upcharge you. And I feel like PSA is turning the heels on that and saying, go ahead, F around and find out. Because here's the thing. If you send a card in that comes in over the $500 level, look at your pricing tiers there. $500 declared value at $19, $500 declared value at $25, $500 declared value at $40. Let's say you send a card in at $19 bulk and it spikes up in price, or maybe you were getting cute, you know it was a $1,000 card in a PSA 10, but you're like, whatever. And then PSA comes around the corners and goes, you effed around, now you're going to find out. Their upcharge for you is going to be $75, because that's the next tier up above $500 in declared value. This is the part that doesn't make sense to me. There's two massive holes. This is the biggest one. This is the one I don't understand what you're doing here. I mean, I understand what you're doing here, maybe, potentially. Either there's a typo on this and that max declared value on $40, on the value plus at $40 at $500 is incorrect, or they're going to go on an upcharge bonanza, because if you send it $19 a card and it comes in at $750, they could be like $75. That's a huge jump in value. or charge rather. There's such a value gap there on the declared value that it doesn't make any sense. It's awesome that they gave you up to $500 on 19 bucks, but to not have something in between a $20, a $19 level and a $75 level is wild. And that's where I think the value plus thing is just incorrect. Like, change the declared value on that to $1,000 or $14.99, whatever. I like, to me, I would change that to $1,000. Then you have a little wiggle room in between there. You know, you get it back in a third of the time, and you have some wiggle room on declared value. And then regular at 1,500, I would up that a little bit higher to maybe 2,000. 1,500 seems awful low for max declared value on a $75 card, in my opinion. If we look at their current pricing now, I guess it's cheaper because right now it's $100 a card. So what the hell do I know? That just seems like a lot. But this is the tier that we're missing. This $50 economy at $9.99 or less, that should be this. Make this $40 value plus a $9.99 declared value, and then I feel a little bit better about this whole situation. But to me, that seems odd that this is not a $9.99 declared value to match up with this. Because then basically you're getting like a $10 discount on economy, faster turnaround time. Regular service comes down $25. We don't know what's going on with Express and Super Express yet. Maybe Express comes down to $100 a card. I don't know. And then there's dual service bulk down here. That's for auto. So if you want the card graded and autograph graded, you could do $25 a card, 20 card minimum on that one, and also Collectors Club exclusive on that one as well. So if you have a pile of autos to send in, I guess, feel free. So the first big missing thing, and the one that's the most concerning to me, is this not having a $9.99 declared value floating in the middle there at this value plus tier, because that is a massive upcharge to eat if they feel like getting cute with you. Because a 500 to not have any declared value coverage from 500 all the way up to 1,500 with nothing in between feels like a massive mistake. That really opens the door for, potentially Beckett, who does not have an upcharge, SGC, who does not have declared value as well on Ultra Modern. That if you have like $1,000 card, even if you're going to take a little bit less on it, if you're unsure how it's going to grade, you might be better off looking at the competition and, taking a 40% less value on the card, depending on how you think it might grade and what the card is and, all this other stuff. But it at least creeps the door open for a Beckett or an SGC or a CSG potentially for those oddly, like those $1,000 valued cards. The other thing, and I think this is something that's probably coming that we just don't know about yet. I listened to Carlos's video on this and we were discussing it in Discord as well. And I 100% agree with what he said. I feel like there's a cheaper tier coming because they purposely went away with the $199 max declared value. I feel like we see either $100 or $200 declared value aimed specifically at the set registry folks. They still have not thrown set registry folks a bone at all. And I feel like they could roll out a $10 to $12 service at $100 declared value or something like that and allow those people to submit their stuff in for set registry that they've been sitting on forever. That low value bulk stuff that people just want slabbed up for their purposes of set registry. That's the other key missing piece here, in my opinion. Put a long turnaround time on it, 120 days or something, whatever you want to do. But that is the big missing piece here to me. That and that mid-tier option for declared value. Now, it says, more details to come. So the other thing that we don't know here is there any year restrictions on any of this stuff? Because according to this, it doesn't look like there are. What I have seen and what I have heard from people, from you, the viewership, is that Ultra Modern orders are flying through the system. And if you send anything at all with older stuff in it, it is way slower. So I'll be curious to see if once this officially launches, if there are any year restrictions on it, or maybe there won't be anymore. And they're just assuming that the $19 price point will help filter out some of that lower end stuff. And then maybe once they have a better grasp on grading the older stuff as quickly as the newer stuff, they'll open that back up again. And then we'll see that cheaper price tier come in. So Overall, I'm a little on all this, to be quite honest. I really like the $15 bulk pricing. The $200 declared value was restrictive. I would honestly kind of like to see them sit somewhere in the middle with a $500 declared value, and maybe it's like $16 a card. It's kind of nitpicky. The $15 a card, I think, is where they ultimately end up, to be quite honest. $15 at $500 declared value. I wouldn't be surprised if sometime in Q1 2023 we see that roll out. But once again, my biggest question on all this is, where is the $1,000 declared value level? Are you really going to upcharge me from $19 to $75 if I send a $1,000 card in? That part seems a little wild to me. I think change value plus to $1,000 declared value, and this feels at least a little bit better. And then get your act together and then throw the set registry guys and girls a bone at 10 or 12 bucks a card with $100 declared value or something like that, with 120 business day turnaround time. Maybe they're not 100% ready for that. I know the New Jersey office is still like skeleton crude. Maybe once that gets fully up and running, they could play some games with that. But that's the pricing as of right now. That essentially at the base level line puts them right in line to slightly cheaper than SGC. SGC obviously has them beat on the turnaround time aspect of it. It puts them in line with current CSG prices, a little bit above that, because CSG is currently running some sales. So we'll see what they look like. It's kind of hard to see until we kind of know what everyone's first of the year pricing is, because a lot of this stuff could change. The one thing that we do know is what SGC prices are, because those are not currently on any sort of price special. So we'll kind of have to see what the other grading companies do and see how turnaround times and all that stuff shakes out. Because at 19 bucks, if they're getting the cards back to you in under a month or around a month, that feels pretty okay. But we'll see. I am very concerned about the $500 declared value to $1,500 declared value gap. That's the part that worries me the most here. Curious for your thoughts and comments down below. We will catch you guys and girls on the next one. Peace.